The average American family makes $60,000 a year per household. Jason Crouch made that in one deal right here, saving a seller from foreclosure who was a couple of months behind on her payments. Jason came to the table and said, let me buy your house subject to, put some money in your pocket. I'm gonna take this and turn it into a subtail deal, which means I buy it subject to, I take it retail, and I make a big chunk of money. Jason made more money than the average American family does in one deal. Probably about 30, 40 days, he made about $60,000. Let's go meet Jason and find out how did he structure this deal and what it took to bring a private money lender so he was no money out of pocket. Let me see if Jason told me this all right and I can remember everything that he said. He had the seller, had a mortgage at $55,000 is what he took over sub-2. So he buys this sub-2. The seller was behind on mortgage payments a couple of months. So let's just say an extra $1,500 in arrears. Then he paid the seller $12,000 in her pocket to make sure she could go on to the next chapter of her life. So there's another 12,000 bucks here. And let's just add another $5,000 in bird dog fee plus closing costs. So his total cost on the purchase, so you're 73,000, let's just say 74,000 bucks, okay? Your 74,000 bucks is what he bought the house for. Now he went out and he used private money. So here's how he came up with this capital right here. He bought this sub-2, so the seller gave him that money. So sub-2 is a form of seller finance. The seller's letting him take their finance, so it's still a form of seller finance. He buys it sub-2, freaking awesome. He does this temporarily because he's gonna turn this into a flip. And what ends up happening is he gets a private money lender, PML, that funds a lot of his deals to come up with not only this money, but also the money for the rehab. Okay, so the rehab ended up being about 40,000 bucks. Okay, he turned around and sold this thing to a new homeowner for $180,000. Okay, so you got $180,000 is your income. You reduce your 40,000 plus your 74,000 plus real estate commissions, all that kind of stuff. You're walking out probably netting somewhere between, I'd say 50 and 60,000 bucks on this deal, net. And what's cool is Jason did all of this without any money out of his pocket. He did this on the front end because of his reputation. He did it because people knew who he was locally and that he could perform. He did a great job on branding himself here locally. So he got a referral. Somebody brought this opportunity to him. They already trusted him from his social media, so he was able to get into the deal without any marketing expenses. He was able to get the deal sub-2, no money out of pocket, no credit check, no bank. He brings in a private money lender to cover all of the costs associated with it, so he's no money out of pocket. Besides some gas and some time that he spent over here, he's gonna make $50,000 on one little condo in Ohio. Okay, so you did floors here for sure.
Oh yeah, all new flooring, new steps.
Floors are really nice. You got new trim, new baseboard. You did not redo the texture in the ceiling, but you added can lights.
Correct.
Okay, new doors.
All new doors,
okay.
New trim, new hardware.
You got all this done for 40K?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you did good, man.
Yeah.
And like this quartz?
Yep, quartz.
That's a big deal.
Stainless steel. Yeah, it came out really nice.
Did you have to redo bathrooms too?
Yeah, yeah. There's
Dude.
a half bath down here and then a full up here.
In the notes, it said that you guys did this really fast.
30 days.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, it was rough. They had a cat in here and just destroyed everything. It's pretty rough.
Okay, so you're 40K. Your GC got some new doors. Other doors he kept a couple of doors downstairs with different trim. Didn't have to redo. Dang, this is nice. For 180?
Yeah.
This is why people live in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like it's
affordable.
It's affordable and it's freaking nice.
That's why I love the Midwest.
This is freaking nice. 180.
Yeah, so.
Is that appropriately priced?
Yeah.
Or is that aggressive?
Well, it actually appraised it. I think the appraisal came at like 190.
Okay.
So she has some instant equity too.
Dang, okay. Mm-hmm. Everybody here has a garage or no?
Yeah, I think they all have the garage unit. Yeah, you got another room down here.
This is a bathroom?
Utility room.
Okay,
and then
cool.
That leads to the garage.
Okay, so you got like a little office type of thing here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath.
Yeah,
right?
You could consider this a bedroom if you wanted to.
So you have it listed as 2-bed,
Two with
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 with like an office.
This is
type deal.
Freaking great for 180.
Oh yeah, and then you got a huge garage too.
Oh my gosh.
So we painted the floor and
Dude, you guys, this lady she scored, man.
Oh yeah, it's nice. So what we ended up doing on this one is for the rehab and the money to the seller at closing, I ended up having one of my friends who's my private money lender sometimes.
Yeah.
So I put him in second position.
Okay.
And so when we closed, that funded
Everything.
the cash to the seller and the rehab.
Okay,
So
cool.
essentially I bought it for nothing.
Yeah, you got it for nothing. You sell it for 180.
Yeah.
You walk away, you're gonna net 50.
Yeah, we'll be somewhere around there. Yep.
Your dad's rich, bro. 50 grand.
Yep.
Which is, it's so interesting how lucky we are that we know this business. You know, it's like the average household in America makes 55 grand a year, and you made that on one deal
On one deal. Yeah.
in a couple months.
Yep.
And probably a total of 20 hours of your time.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of my time.
So you think about like 20 hours of your time, you basically netted $2,500 an hour for every minute you put into this.
For doing it.
Don't do anything but real estate, bro. You're gonna end up in real estate no matter what, or buying businesses to some degree. You're gonna be in business no matter what. Everybody, they go and get a job. They then start learning this kind of crap, and you are like, why did I try and do anything else? I'm so lucky I stumbled into this business.
So he already started on the PACE method. He's about all the way through it. That's the
You should
route
jump
that he
into the
wants to
Daily
go.
Dial and like hang out with all the people in there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like go into the SubTo crew and like join somebody's team and do some call. Are you doing direct to agent? What are you doing?
So I work with wholesalers.
Okay, so you're buying deals from people.
Well, from them, like really a lot of them just come from the sphere of people that I know.
Yeah.
Like almost every deal that I've gotten this entire year, this is like number 11, and every deal that we've gotten has almost come from somebody that we know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to have an acquisition department.
No, I have
Okay.
I mean, he can be the
I'm
acquisition
the same
department.
way. Like I'm at a point, same as your dad, that I used to have an acquisition team for 8 years. I don't do that anymore. I just buy deals from people inside the community. But if I were you, I would jump on an acquisition team, like somebody that's generating a ton of leads. There's gonna be a bunch of them tonight at the meetup. There's even people driving over from Chicago and Indianapolis that are like trying to put teams together. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I told him tonight. I said, he's got his blink card ready. So I was like, you need to connect with everybody tonight. And
Do you like talking to people on the phone and stuff?
Yeah, got
Yeah.
pretty used to it.
yeah, he already called. Tell him about the one that you called. In Indianapolis. He found it on PropStream.
Found a house on PropStream. It was a quick claim deed, and the lady.
The fact that
we
a
called-
kid in high school even knows what a quick claim deed
Yeah.
is, bro. I was 12 years older than you when I learned this.
And so their kids who live in Virginia got a hold of the house, and the house is completely vacant. It's like $1 million house that just sat there for about a year, and it's going into pre-foreclosure, about to like enter foreclosure. So we called the lady. She's like, "Take me off your list. We're not interested." So we like followed up in about like 2 weeks, no response. Like the kids live in Virginia, and the house is just like sitting there. It's very like really distressed. And like she has no action of even.
Dude, you've done a good job as a dad.
That's my boy.
Holy crap, dude. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. So what's going on with the house? Did you guys get it yet? Or are you still following
We're
up?
still just trying to follow up because she is like she's not motivated to sell.
Yeah. It's interesting, even in those situations that, so I was in the living room for 8 years, meaning I was doing what you're doing for 8 straight years. I was in 3 or 4 appointments every day for almost 8 years straight. And the people that you follow up with are really interesting because they'll say, no, I'm not interested, no, I'm not interested, no, I'm not interested. You stop following up with them, and then 2 weeks later, you see that it's being wholesaled to you. And you're like, what the, and you call the lady up and you're like, what happened, man? It's now coming to me. Somebody's trying to sell this deal to me. I've called you 15 times. She goes, yeah, but I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
They called me when I was ready.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the deals are the follow-ups.
Well, here's if I could explain to you what that means. I had this deal. It came from driving for dollars. My partner, Cody, was driving to the office one day. He sees this ugly house. He does an outreach. The lady says, yeah, I'm going to sell at some point, but I'm not ready. We follow up a couple times. We stop following up. And then one day, COVID hits, and like the whole world changes. I was like, triple down on all of our follow-up, triple down on all of it. Just go. We got to go hard because we got to fight against the momentum. The economy's changing, you know? So we called this lady. We hadn't followed up with her in like 6 months. And we call her up, and she says, yeah, I'll sign today. And we're like, okay, well, that's amazing. And the notes say that we were following up with a long time. She goes, yeah, you know, it's interesting. I saw a commercial this morning. That's what changed her mind. I saw a commercial this morning of an older lady going and visiting her grandchildren, and it got me emotional, and it made me realize, why am I living in Arizona? I should be back home with my kids. I'm ready to sell, come over to my house and sign. So when people say like the deal is in the follow-up, you never know what's gonna be going on in their life. Could be a commercial, could be a breakup, could be a job raise, could be a redeployment, could be I'm sick and tired of this boyfriend, could be a split up, could be whatever. And you're just waiting for the proper time, and you're being friendly and building rapport, which you obviously know this. Your dad's obviously teaching you all this amazing stuff. Bro, you weren't 18 saying this kind of crap.
No. I was digging holes in over my head,
Holy
working for a plumber.
Crap, dude.
That's what I was
Kudos to you, dude. Like, first off, you got a really good dad, but the reality is a lot of young kids have good dads like this, and they don't take action on it, and they fight against it. And then 20 years later, they're like, Dad, I need a job. Like, you're taking action on something, dude. You're freaking awesome. Kudos.
He's already door knocking too. So I give him some addresses and he's following up. So he's learning how to talk, you know, people in pre-foreclosures, so.
What would you say is like the vibe in Cincinnati? If I was gonna start over here, should I work long days on market with real estate agents? Should I go foreclosures? Where could I go get a deal today?
Well, mine has always been pre-foreclosures. That's what I just focus on. I like that there's a timeline. Like, you know, the clock's ticking, there's a deadline.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something I learned from, you know, Carolyn Kane, you know, just listening to her. And so,
Carolyn was on my acquisition team for years. Then when we launched SubTo, I said, you're so good in front of Zoom with everybody, you can get everybody pumped up. Will you run the Zoom every morning? Have you been into the Daily Dial yet?
No.
Yeah, you got to get in there. Caroline's awesome.
yeah, she is, yeah. She does a great job.
And she focuses only on foreclosures.
On foreclosures, and I was like, that makes sense to me, you know, so that's what I started going after and marketing for and door knocking, so.
Are there enough of them here in Cincinnati that you could stay busy?
Yeah, so I actually do Southeast Indiana as well, that's where I live. And so,
Oh, dang, you drove out here for me.
Well, it's only 25 minutes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's not that far. We're right on the border.
Okay.
Yeah, so Indiana's right there, and then Kentucky's right across, you know, so we basically do the whole tri-state. So we have roughly about 7 to 8 counties to pull from, so there's plenty of data
Yeah,
there.
it's more than enough.
Yeah, there's plenty.
So you'll drive and knock doors for your dad on primarily pre-foreclosures?
Yep.
And young 17-year-old, what are you, 18 or 17?
17.
Freak, dude. You done growing?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I keep growing.
Why do I feel like such a little person around you guys? That's cool, dude. Like, there's grown people that would never do that. Grown ass human beings will not knock a door to save their life. I ran a door knocking team for a long time. Actually, Caroline Kane, that's why she fell in love with foreclosures, is because we'd have 8 VAs that are cold calling like high equity and all these other lists. And then we had a door knocking team. I had a kid on my door knocking team that was severely autistic. Like, he couldn't drive. His mom had to drive him to work. That's how autistic he was. And he was our #1 acquisition guy in the whole entire team for 2 years. He just didn't think about like, oh, they're gonna judge me, they're gonna say something rude to me. And all he did was set appointments for other people. Are you setting appointments or trying to close?
A little bit of both. I'm just trying to like get in contact with
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So door knocking was the jam for us. We had a good sized door knocking team until COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, I was like, oh crap, we're not gonna be able to knock doors. That was the biggest mistake I ever made in real estate. I should have just kept it going. As AI and all of this stuff continues to get more advanced, the one thing that will never change in real estate is just get in your car, knock over the house, and get in touch with somebody. It will never change. Because a lot of those people turned their phone off. They freaking blocked everybody on social media. They're like ostrich with their head in the sand. If you learn that skill, you'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for the rest of your life. I don't know if you know that that's a lot of money in Ohio.
Yeah.
That's like making
That's a
$7
lot
million a
in
year
Ohio.
in San Francisco.
I have another great door knocking story.
Yeah, tell me.
So my buddy Jesse, he wanted to, you know, get into this. So I basically showed him what to do. I sent him, I said, watch Michael Franke videos, that kind of thing, right? So learn how to talk and this and that. So he pulled a list. I showed him, you know, low equity and gave him a prop stream login so he could look for the equity. And And so we found a perfect one. He went and nobody was there, so he left, I said, always leave some. So he left a Post-it note on the door. And the neighbor actually ended up calling him and said, hey, she doesn't live here. He's like, she's in a nursing home. Well, her condo was getting foreclosed on in like a week and a half.
Dang.
Right? So I was like, well, let's see if we can get in touch with her. So he found where she was staying. He set up an appointment to go see her. So we went and met her there, and we signed a contract that night.
Wow.
We met with her for $50K.
Wow.
So we sold that one like 3 weeks ago.
I've never had a freaking seller, their neighbor call me.
Yeah.
That's
the neighbor in the condo called because, you're pushing on the buzzard and all that,
course,
and she's like, hey, she's not here, but I know where she is. And so, I mean, you just never know.
What are you guys gonna make on that?
That one we closed on already. We like 63 because we got it for 50 and we put like 50 in it. And then that was all private money too, so.
Gosh dang, dude. Real estate sucks so bad. We're direct to seller on this deal.
Yeah, so basically how that happened is my wife actually used to work with the seller, and she don't work there anymore. But another girl that knows her, she knows what I do. She sees the videos and everything. She used to work, they all used to work together at the hospital because she was a nurse. And she actually ended up reaching out to me and said, hey, she really needs to sell. She's behind on payments. Her daughter's living there and kind of destroyed the house, she needs to get out of the situation. So I was like, okay, great. So came over here and called her up, and she kind of knows me from my wife. So it made a really easy transition. And
plus, I'm sure she looked at your social media, which is a big deal. I wish I could convince people to actually do social media. You've obviously done a good job of that, where it's like, if she sees that you're actively doing projects and that's your identity that they see, rather than some random guy that they got to start piecing your history together before you come to the house. You had obviously the relationship, but you also compounded that with your social media presence of her knowing what you actually do.
Yes, yeah, so she knew exactly who to call. So she called me, came over here, talked to her and explained how Subject 2 would work. And she was perfectly fine with it because she was behind on the payments and she wanted to get it caught up, so we got some of her payments caught up. And when we go to close on this one, the girl that called me, she's gonna get a finder's fee of $2,500. So I always think about, it's not just the net profit in the deal, but I think about how many people actually made money throughout the entire process, for their families. So I mean, I'm able to help them out. Like her husband just had back surgery. They need this money more than anything right now for a finder's fee. And all she did was pick up the phone, so she's gonna get paid. The agent bringing the deal that I know, she's getting paid. The title company got paid, the seller got paid.
So cool.
The home inspector, just everything.
Yeah, I found on average that about 51 families rely on one real estate deal. Think about it. You got the escrow officer, title rep, you got the guy who owns the title company, you got the lender on the buyer side, you got the appraiser on the buyer side, the inspector on the buyer side, you've got the buyer themselves, you've got the buyer's agent, the listing agent, the contractors, and all of the different trades that come in and out of the property, where they bought their materials from. Like, you literally, one property like this, you infuse so much money into your local economy. It's like, bro, you're a world changer.
Oh yeah.
You're not just a life changer. Like, you are literally creating like pulses throughout the economy, and 51 people will feed off of this one deal.
One deal, yeah.
And some of them you'll never meet.
Oh yeah, never even know.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, I know, I love it. That's, because you explained that once, on a video or something, and I never really thought about it like that. And now that's really how I look at it.
Yeah, it helps you want to take more action. Like, there's a girl in Arizona, Daje is her name, in SubTo, and she's just bird dogging primarily in the beginning. And she was in SubTo for 2 years, and she was having a hard time taking action. And usually it's like, you have a reason why you're not taking action. It could be, I don't know why this is so beneficial to other people. I feel like I'm trying to take something from somebody. Like, here you are making $50-something thousand on this house. When you understand the back history of it and the people that feed off of it, plus the seller situation, you're like, why am I not doing this more? Like, I have a responsibility. Somebody else could have come in here and done a SubTo deal all day long, but you knew how to take care of it the right way. You took care of the person who brought the lead to you as well, which is also a marketing expense to you because they're gonna bring you more.
Yeah.
That one $2,500 finder's fee will bring you another 5 deals in your lifetime from that one person, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
And the difference is just the action that you put in, because you understand I'm here to change all these people's lives. Why was the seller behind on payments? What was going on?
Well, she had cancer.
Okay.
Well, she still does. So
Where did she go?
Just not working, and she actually has another house.
Okay, so she went to the other house.
Yes, that's where she lives, and her daughter was living here with her boyfriend, and they just trashed the place.
And they fell behind on payments.
Yeah.
And when you get cancer and you fall behind on payments, now depression sets in. You're sitting here wallowing in the house, and
Like, what am I going to do?
I don't know what to do. Some Superman needs to come and save me.
Yeah, like, you know, so I'm an agent. I came in here, I was like, you're not listing this property.
No.
It looks like hell. I mean, like, I like to be able to give options. You know, not every deal is going to be a sub-2 deal or a flip.
Right.
Like, if it's in really good condition, their best option might just be to list it retail.
Yeah.
And, you know, and move it, you know, so just depends on the situation.
I had a call the other night in Kentucky. I had somebody referred a deal to me. It was a bird dog in SubTo, brought this opportunity to me. First thing I asked is like, have you talked to an agent? Because I should not be your first option. I should be your third option. Have you talked to your friends and family to help you get caught up? Have you talked to like somebody give you a personal loan? Do not go through me, because I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna take care of you, but I am gonna make money. So did you go through an agent? Yeah, they said it's too bad to list. Okay, cool, then we have a conversation now.
Yeah.
What's smart about you too, which I've never done, I usually will refer to an agent. What's smart about you is you're like, I might as well be an agent on top of everything else I'm doing, because I can take the listings that I get referred out to me. And you basically can make every single transaction
Situation work.
Yeah. There's not a house you walk into, you're like, I don't have the solution for it.
Correct.
Versus other agents are like, oh crap, I can't
Yeah,
list this.
I don't
am
know what
gonna
to do. Yeah.
And they would wholesale this to you or somebody else, maybe for like a $5,000 fee or something, or $2,500 fee. Meanwhile, because you have this tool in your box, you make $50,000+.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah. This was a complete mess. The cabinet doors were coming off. It was a mess. Appliances were tore up. The steps were messed up. All the floors were damaged. The doors were damaged. Just had a big old hole in it for a cat door. This half bath here, I guess this was the cat room, and they had to take up the subfloor because the cat damaged it so much. So we had to replace basically everything in there. There was really poor lighting in here, so we had to put in can lights, just try to lighten the place up. Really the worst part was the walls and the floors. They were just completely damaged. So we went through and did all new outlets, switches, fixtures, and what I really love about it are these steps that we had put in. They just were really basic, really like cherry type stain on there. And so we had them all covered with this LVP, and yeah, it came out amazing. So
Jason's story proves that you don't need cash, credit, or credentials to do real estate. You just need creative finance. You also need a heart to serve. Jason also proved that Ohio is for lovers. Shout out Hawthorne Heights. Now, why do I say that? It's because he not only helped his seller out of foreclosure, he deployed a private money lender's money, he put a contractor to work, he found a home for somebody else in his wife's sphere. They're gonna be moving in this house. Probably had 50 people plus make money on this one freaking deal. Dude, you are amazing. What a good deal. How can people find you, and what do you need more of?
I need more deals. Always looking for capital for our flips. And you can find me on Insta at JasonC_flipping or JasonCrouchRealEstate@gmail.com.
He puts the nat in natty. We'll see you guys in the next video.